Hello, I'm Marthel Neville. Welcome to America's News Headquarters.
And hello, Marthel. And hello, everyone. I'm Eric Shaw. Topping the news this hour, there are new warnings that Yemen could become a breeding ground for even more terrorists. That after the collapse of the American-backed government there. Why our security officials are so concerned.
All right, Jim Gray and Eric, thank you. We're going to switch gears now. The U.S. reportedly freezing some operations against the al-Qaeda terrorists in Yemen. This after Iran-backed Shiite rebels seized control of the capital and pushed the government out of power. Yemen's president was a huge U.S. partner in the war against terrorism. How does this affect our policy in the region now? Mark Dubowitz is executive director of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Mark, I want to start here. How were the Houthis able to pull this off, and how does this complicate matters?
Well, the Houthis were able to pull this off because they were getting significant backing from the government of Iran. And it certainly complicates matters because it really undermines President Obama's counterterrorism strategy. Only 4 months ago, he said that that strategy that was going to be used against the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria would be modeled on the success of a counterterrorism strategy in Yemen and Somalia. Today, it looks like that strategy is not as successful as the president had believed.
And that strategy is put on hold, at least they're saying temporarily, so they can assess the chaos on the ground. All of this, again, because the Iran-backed Houthis are in control. You've got no U.S.-backed government in place. So what now?
Well, it's a serious problem for the United States because their allies in Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, were very instrumental in providing real-time intelligence on the ground to help the United States direct its drone strikes against al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. By the way, U.S. officials consider AQAP the most dangerous affiliate of al-Qaeda, having been responsible for the recent terrorist attacks in Paris and 2 aborted plots against airlines that would have struck the United States. So this is a serious development for U.S. counterterrorism
And
officials.
Does this give the al-Qaeda there in Yemen room to become even more forceful and gain more ground, if you will?
It does, and it strengthens al-Qaeda in Yemen. It allows it to expand its territorial expansionism. It also strengthens Iran. I mean, this is what people are forgetting, that today the Islamic Republic of Iran controls 4 Arab capitals, Baghdad and Beirut, Damascus, and now Sana'a. The Iranians are on the march regionally, and they're on the march with respect to their nuclear program. Bad developments for 2 significant U.S. enemies.
So, as you know, we've already established that these Houthis are backed by Iran. And I want to ask you, do you think, Mark, that this is a reason to take off the table the diplomatic talks with Tehran about their nukes?
I don't think it's to take off the table or stop the negotiations, but I think it's a real message that the United States has to start pushing back against Iran, not only at the nuclear negotiating table, but also regionally. I think the Obama administration has been very concerned about pushing against the Iranians. I think they're concerned the Iranians will walk away from the table, and they've given the Iranians free rein to push ahead regionally and achieve real regional dominance, including in Yemen, in Syria, in Iraq, in Lebanon, in Gaza. And also, they've been making significant concessions at the nuclear negotiating table, allowing the Iranians to advance their nuclear program. Bad developments on both fronts.
But so you still say keep the talks going?
Keep the talks going, but if it enhance the pressure, there's new sanctions legislation that will be introduced next week.
President Obama says, President Obama says, along with David Cameron, Prime Minister of England, saying no more pressure, no more sanctions, but it could lead to military confrontation. You say what to that?
I say that the Iranians have been negotiating with the U.S. and the Europeans for over a decade. They have rarely walked away from the table, and when they walk away from the table, they come back. The only thing that the Islamic Republic of Iran understands is pressure, and the only way to break the nuclear intransigence of Iran's supreme leader is to enhance that pressure. Increasing the pressure will make war less likely, and will make it more likely that there'll be a reasonable compromise of Iran's nuclear program.
Mark Dubowitz, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Marthel.